In the ancient land of Ur, where idols filled every home, there lived a man named Abram. One night, God spoke to him, "Leave your country, your family, and your father's house. Go to the land I will show you." And Abram believed God though he had never seen him. With nothing but faith in his heart, Abram gathered his family and possessions. Step by step, he walked away from everything familiar, trusting a promise unseen. When Abram arrived in Canaan, God said, "To your descendants I will give this land." Abram built an altar and worshipped the Lord, for he knew he stood on holy ground. But soon a famine struck the land. Hungry and uncertain, Abram went to Egypt for safety. Even the faithful can face seasons of doubt, yet God never leaves his own. Years passed, but Abram had no child. One night, God took him outside and said, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, so shall your offspring be." And Abram believed the Lord, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Impatience grew in Sarai's heart. She gave her maid Hagar to Abram, and a son, Ishmael, was born. But God's promise would come through Sarah in his time, not theirs. When Abram was 100 years old, and Sarah 90, the impossible happened. She bore a son, Isaac. Laughter filled their home. For what God promises, he performs. But then came the hardest test. God said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, and offer him as a sacrifice." With trembling hands and a steadfast heart, Abraham obeyed. As Abraham raised the knife, a voice called from heaven, "Do not lay your hand on the boy. Now I know you fear God." He looked up and saw a ram caught in the thicket. God had provided. Because Abraham obeyed, God blessed him beyond measure. His descendants would be as countless as the stars, and through his seed, the world would be saved. Faith obeys when it cannot see, and God always honors true faith. Abraham's story reminds us that faith is not about knowing every step but trusting the one who leads. No matter how impossible it seems, God's promise never fails.
Subscribe.